What's up guys, Johnny here bringing you a Maki deck tech featuring the mono blue waifu deck that's been in the recent game videos. So let's get into it. Okay, to start off level zeros, I have 3 of the 004K Makis. She is an oversized and her demerit is on play. Put the top 2 cards of your deck into the waiting room. If either of them are climaxes, then she goes to rest. Next I run 2 of these 0025 Makis on your opponent's turn. If you have 5 or more cards in your hand, she gets plus 2000 power. So she becomes 4/5, another big wall at level 0 for your opponent to get over. And on your turn you can just side attack because it's level 0, so you don't get any side attack penalties. So it's a good card. And then probably the best level 0 in the Maki deck is this 002K. On play you can discard a card and look at up to the top 4 cards of your deck and choose a blue character, add it to your hand, and then discard the rest. So it hand fixes you, you can discard climaxes before refresh, it gets to your deck. It's just overall a really good card. Next I run 2 of these 0015 Makis. On attack you can give a Maki character 1/5 and a level, and on attack with the book trigger you can discard a card and search your deck for a music character. So she's mainly in here to pump your other Makis when she attacks, but you can also climax combo if you really need to. Next I run 3 of these 00500 Makis. She is a 500 front, and on play look at the top card of your deck and you can keep it there or put it to the bottom. So she combos well with this card right here because you need to clock yourself a Maki character, so she helps make sure that it's a Maki character. And then lastly I run 2 of these 0015 Makis. She gives the middle character in the center stage 500 power, and her second effect is Brainstorm, pay 1, put the top 4 cards of your deck into the waiting room. For every climax, give a character 2000 power. So she's a spammable Brainstorm, and because Maki doesn't have any other Brainstorm, she gets the job done. So that's 8, 10, 16 level 0s. Moving on to level 1s. So for level 1, like one of the best things that came from the new boosters is this 1045 Maki. If you have 6 or more cards in your hand, she gets 1/5 power, and she has Clock Encore. So up until now, Maki's level 1 game has been kind of iffy. So this gives us a sustainable level 1. It has Clock Encore. It can get up to 6000 power, so it's just a really good card. And since it's a mono blue deck, it's not hard to draw cards and keep your hand size at 6. Next I run 2 of these 105K Kira Sensation Makis. On play she gets 500 for every music on the field, so she includes herself, so she hits 1075 power on the turn she's played. So she just gets really big, and she can take out some of your opponent's pesky bigger characters. And comboed with the assist and climax combo at level 1, she can get over a lot of characters. Speaking of big characters, I run 2 of these 116Ks, Goldfish Scooping Makis, something like that. She gets 500 power for every other music character on your opponent's turn, and she can't be hit by reverse or auto abilities. So she can't be hit by reversers, and with a full field she becomes 118K. And comboed with the assist in this deck, she just gets humongous. So I've been talking a lot about the assist, and this is the assist right here. It's a 1125 and it's an assist, so 500 power for every assist on the field. And her second effect is Climax Combo with the 2K1. When you play the 2K1, you can give a music character on your field 2000 power. So if you have one of these, it's a 4K splittable, so you can give 2K, 2K, or give something 4K. If you have 2 of these, it becomes 6K anywhere, and it's just crazy. Next I run 3 push-ups. It's just 1135 backup. Helps keep your characters alive. Good stuff. And lastly, 2 of these 106 events. When you play it, you have to clock yourself, and if it's a Maki character, then you get to draw up to 3, and then discard 1, and then give one of your characters 2,000 power. So it helps fix your hand again, goes through your deck, and gives more power for you to attack and reverse your opponents. So overall, it's a really good card, and it works really well with the 3-2 early play, because if you hit a Maki character, you're drawing 3 cards, and you're just ditching climaxes to get 6 climaxes into your waiting room. But if you have the misfortune of hitting a climax, it's not the end of the world because it's not going to your stock, so that it goes into your waiting room when you hit level 2. So really good card. So it's 8, 10, 16 level 1s. It is a pretty big number of level 1s, and that's because this deck does not run level 2s at all. Reason being is because I played this card, which every Maki deck should. It's a 3/2 9K. If you have 6 or more climaxes in your waiting room, she gets -1 level in your hand, and on play you can draw up to 2 and discard 1, and she gets 500 power for every other music on your field. So with the full field, she's 3/2 11K, and she comes into play early, and she pluses you, and it's your main game plan for level 2. Next, I run 4 of these 3/2 Happy Maker Makis. She heals on play, and she gets 500 power for every other music on your opponent's turn. So on your opponent's turn, she becomes a really big wall, and she's a healer. So that's always nice. And it's not bad that she's a really big wall on your opponent's turn because of this next card. So this card came from the new booster. It's a 3/2 10K. And on play, you can search your deck for a music character, and when they reverse their opponent and this Happy Maker is on your field, you can pay 1, discard 1, and then heal a damage. So it helps that this card is a big wall, because then your opponent has a hard time reversing it on their turn. And since it's on the field, this card gets her second effect. It's just kind of sad that this card doesn't get any power itself, but that would be too good. So that is 10 level 3s. And for climaxes, I run 4 2K1s and 4 books. So 2K1 for the 1/1 assist, and then books for the level 0, and PTB books. So moving on to how I play the deck. So at level 0, it's pretty simple. Just play some of these beaters and get over your opponent's characters. If you're hand screwed, then just play these 1002K Makis to help fix your hand. And generally at level 0, I don't like to play this assist because I like to keep them in my hand for level 1 for when I have the event in my hand. But if I don't have the event in my hand and it's getting close to level 1, I play her anyways. So then at level 1, you want to replace the assist with the assist, and I would say this is the most optimal level 1 arrangement, because if you have 6 cards in your hand, these on the sides are 7Ks, and this card in the center is 8K from the field on your opponent's turn, and then 10K on your opponent's turn, and she's 8K on your turn. And if you play the 2K1, then you can give like 2K, 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 so then it'd be 9, 10, and 9, which is really devastating. Or you can put 6K onto one character. So this climax helps the deck get over a lot of things, and even gets over level 2s most of the time. So that's why I can comfortably not run level 2s in this deck. So level 2, chances are this card's probably sticking around. You can play this early if you get it off. If you're really lucky, you can play 2. And then come level 3, usually I play one of these and then search the Happy Maker and play this. And depending on the situation, if I have a lot of cards in my clock already, I'll play another Happy Maker to get more heals and to be more safe. But if I don't have a lot of damage already, then I prefer to have at least 2 of these and 1 Happy Maker on the field. That way, if your opponent crashes into you, you can heal, or you can use the 1-1-3-5 backup and to reverse their characters on their turn, and then you can still heal. So it becomes a really expensive heal. It's a basically pay 2, discard 2 heal, but you reverse their characters and you are healing anyways, so it's not bad. So basically the game plan at level 3 is just to outlast your opponent, since the deck doesn't have any finishers. So that's the mono blue deck, and instead of showing you guys alternatives, I will show you my second deck. This deck is blue-yellow, and it uses all the cards that this deck doesn't use, so I'll show you that one. So the main card at level 0 in this deck is this card. I run 4 of these 002K Makis. On play, put the top card of your deck under her as a marker, and if you have one or less others, she gets plus 1000 plus 1 level. And when you pay the cost for a change ability, instead of paying the stock, you can use the marker under her as 1 stock instead. Next, I run 3 of these 00500 Makis. She is a level 0 backup for 1000 power, and if you have a level 3 on the field, then she gets plus 1 soul. So early game, she's a 1000 backup, which is hilarious, and late game, she's a costless 2 soul beater, which is pretty crazy. And it can be really annoying, and it's really funny to game in your opponent with this. Next, I run 4 of these 0025 Makis. On attack with the wind trigger, you can pay 1 if you have 2 or more other music characters on your field to search your deck for a music character. So, and she's a searcher, and she combos with the wind trigger, and she's not a bad card. But I don't really play her at level 0. I like to play her at level 1 when I have more characters on the field anyways. Next, I run 3 of these 001K Maki. She is a generic 500 front assist. Actually, it's not even Maki, it's Muse. But this probably should be the new assist from the TD, from the latest TD. But I'm too lazy to get it. And I run 1 of these Makis 0015. It's a stock reverser, so if it gets reversed and it's facing a level 0, you can send that character to your opponent's stock and then put the bottom card of your opponent's stock into the waiting room. I only play 1 because reasons. You know why. So that's 12, 15 level 0s. So moving on to level 1s, one of the main beat sticks is this 105K Maki. She gets 500 power for every other level 0 on your field. So the reason I like her is because if you don't have your level 1 assist and you just have these on the field, then she becomes a 6K beater. And then with the assist, she's 7K and then 6.5. So it's really nice just to have all this costless power. But you would most likely want your level 1 assist. And then next, for more beat stick options, is this 105K Maki. She gets 500 power for every one of your opponent's standing characters. So if they don't rest their back rows, if they attack, even if they attack her last, then she is a 106K. So not the worst card, but she can also be pretty bad if your opponent does actually tap their back row. And then she becomes 5K, but it's whatever. Next, I run 4 of these 105K Makis. She is a change into this this 2/2 right here. So at the beginning of your climax phase, you can pay 3, discard 1, and send her to waiting room to play this from your waiting room. So she's the main game plan at level 1 because you just get a huge 2/2 out onto the field that can't be reversed and swings for 2 soul. And then the assist that you most likely want in your back row is this 1000 Maki. She's an assist, and when you change, you can pay 1 rester to search for a music character. So since there is a change in this deck, her second effect can come in handy sometimes. So, oh wait. And lastly, I run 2 push-ups. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 15 level 1s. For level 2, I play 2 of these 2/2 Makis, of course. She's 10K, so she has a demerit. If you play her from your hand, you have to clock yourself So you really don't want to play her from your hand. You're better off changing into her. If you do draw her late game, just clock her, or if you draw her early game too, just clock her so that she gets into the waiting room. Next, I run 3 of these 2-1-7-5 Makis. You probably noticed that she was absent from the mono blue deck, but that's because I just couldn't find room for her. She's a decent card. If you have 6 or more cards in your hand, she gets 1-5 power, so she becomes 2-1-9k, so not terrible. And when she reverses her opponent and the 2k1 is on the field, you can pay 1 and draw 2 cards to help you get to that 6 card in hand. The reason I chose to not play her in my mono blue deck is because for whatever reason I found that come level 2 I had a hard time getting 6 cards in my hand, and I would just much rather play the 1-1 Goldfish Scooper that can basically reach her power levels without having to keep such a large hand size. And because this combo is when she reverses her opponent, so you have to kill something and then draw the 2 cards. If it was like on attack, pay 1, draw 2, that'd be probably really broken, but yeah. So that's why I don't run her in my mono blue deck. But she is a pretty fun card. And then lastly, I run one of these 2-1-2-5 backups. If you play it, the backup, and your whole field is Maki, then you get a blind stock. So it essentially becomes a 2-0-2-5 backup. So that is 6 level 2s. And then for level 3, of course, still running the 3-2-9k. Once again, if you have 6 or more climaxes in your waiting room, -1 level, and on play, draw 2, discard 1, and 500 for every other every other music on your field. And then I run 3 of these 3-2-10k Muse. They heal on play, and when you play them from your hand, you have to rest a music character. And she climax combos with this 2k1. So when it reverses its opponent and this climax is in play, you can pay 2, clock yourself, and restand. So it's just a game ender since Maki doesn't have a game ender, and since I'm running yellow, I figured I might as well use this. So that is 6 level 3s. And for climaxes, I run 4 wins, 2 2k1s for the level 3, and then 2 2k1s for the level 2. So, going on to how I play this deck. So, this deck doesn't really play a lot of characters like the other one, because the other one is just play beat sticks and run over your opponent's characters. But this one's a little more tame. Usually this is what the field looks like. You have something like this. So this is a 3,5 level 1, so it becomes a beat stick and your opponent can't reverse into it. So you play those. If you have the wind, I guess you can play these. Sometimes I actually keep these in my hand for level 1. So come level 1, I would like in a perfect world situation to have 2 of those on the field so that you can play this 1-0 and then of course pay the 3, but 2 of your cost comes from the markers. So you're paying 1, discarding 1, and then you're playing this humongous 2-2 10k, which from my experience playing with it usually lasts you until level 3 if your opponent doesn't run level 2s, which most decks don't run level 2s. So so basically switch out the level 0 assist with this 1-1 assist. But like I said, if you don't get these, since there's only 2 in the deck, sometimes I only have 1. So this card comes in to be a pretty big beater, because this is a level 0, so she's 5/5 base. In front of this, she's 6k, so it's like she's in front of an assist. And there's also the no brands for a little more inconsistent power. Then come level 2, this is probably most likely staying on the field. To play these and to climax combo to plus you and hopefully draw into your level 3s. And if you're just doing so well in the game, then you can probably drop one of these early. Come level 3, after drawing like 10,000 cards with the level 2 combo, play the level 3 rests and stuff, and then try to game in your opponent before you end yourself by clocking yourself so much. So this deck plays a little more differently than the mono blue deck. This one mainly focuses more on the Panther change because I'm just a big fan of that card. Because I feel like a lot of people overlook that card because of the heavy 3 cost, which it kind of is. But honestly, if you play it with this card and maybe plop down a Climax, you can side and still get some damage out of this card. And you just got a 2/2 with 2 soul on the field. And her extra soul kind of makes up for these cards being so weak at level 1. But the next turn you just play more level 1s and you still have the 2/2 and your opponent can't really deal with it. So yeah, those are the decks, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching it.